Hi guys, and welcome back to Chip's Green World. You join me finishing off the weeding where we're going to be planting the box hedging today in the two borders either side of the bench across from the pond. So while I get on with finishing this weeding, cue the intro and I'll meet you back here for planting. Hi and welcome back to Chip's Green World. I'm Chip. This is the courtyard. That's Spud. Flower. That's Gypsy Boy. The work, the jobs. Join us on our adventures. Let's get to work. Right guys, it's box planting day and you join us on a very beautiful sunny spring day in Yorkshire in Chip's Green World. And the garden is certainly earning its title today, looking lush and green. I'm behind in all my jobs and this box has been in the courtyard, clogging the courtyard up now for over 2 weeks. It's time to get it planted and make some room down in the courtyard. So when I went to the garden centre I guessed around 10 for each side. As this box is going to stay at the height it is, these are going to be planted quite close together. So I'm just going to space them out to see what kind of gap I need. Depending on the gap is how I decide what type of hole to dig. Closer together, a trench, further apart, a single hole. Right, it looks like 10 is enough, perfect amount, and these can be bunched up a bit closer together, so I'll shuffle these around a bit. Make a little bit of a gap for the last remaining one. Don't forget him, left out in the cold. Get him tucked in there. Right, now to take them all away and start digging the hole. And as these are so close together, the best hole to dig is a trench. The most efficient way of digging a hole. I'm going to have that on my gravestone. Or maybe on my tombstone. Unsure. Or maybe one of them biodegradable eggs that they put in the ground with you in and then they plant a tree on it. Maybe that's just a little bit deep. Or maybe not. Not deep enough. Just need a little bit more out of there. Then once we're at the right depth, we will continue digging a channel all the way along to that depth. That's the channel dug, the pots are in, and now it's just a case of planting. Take it out and pop it in. And the reason why I'm planting this box hedge here is when the borders were full of wildflowers, they all used to creep forward and block the path. So this is to stop that happening. And the same with the geranium the other side, that's just had a good cutback because that was halfway across the path. And it's also had a bit of a crop on the top as well. And it's really filled in where the white geranium used to be. You wouldn't even know the white geranium used to be there now. So it was a good job I replanted that geranium. Right, back to the box planting. The camera angle's not very good here, so I can't really show you what I'm doing at the back. I managed to get a much better angle at the other side, so I'll explain more when we show you that bit. So if you're planting a box hedge and you want your box hedge to be a lot higher than this, say you wanted your box hedge to be 2 foot high, then I would suggest maybe then planting your box about 1 foot apart. Whereas this is going to stay the same height, I can keep these very close together. And if you are planting your box apart, then there's no need to dig a trench. You just dig a separate hole for each box. It's a lot harder to keep in a straight line, but it's a lot less digging. Right, so on to the last few and then we'll take you over to the other side where we can get a much better view. And there we go, first side done. Now let's start the other side. Right, that's that all dug, and now to line these up just like we did before, making sure they're all equally distanced apart. Also checking that the depth is right all the way along. And another little tip if you are planting a lot of box hedging is to buy bare root. It's a lot cheaper and just as good. The box hedging that I've got around the centre circle, that was bought in bare root and it was half the cost of this. So yeah, if you're planting a lot of box hedging, go for the bare root, just as good. Right, shuffle these about a bit, make sure that they're all at the right distance equally apart, and then we'll start planting with a much better camera angle. First step, take it out, pop it in. Grasp it firmly so you can see what you're doing and you keep it in place while you backfill. Filling in the left side first, then filling in the back, but not filling in the right side until you get the next one in. And then once you get the next one in, you fill into the left side, fill into the back, and the same as you go along the whole length. Firming it in with your fingertips as you go along. And as I find the best way of learning is observing, I'll let you just ponder on this for a minute while I tell you a little story. I've been wondering why some of my pots are waterlogged and some of them are bone dry. I find this very peculiar, so I've been doing a bit of research and I've worked it out now. So this is the story. The water butt in the garden gets full, and when the water butt gets full, Gypsy Boy comes out and uses the water to water the plants so it can be refilled next time it rains. The problem lies where he only seems to water the pots that are closest to the water butt, so any pots further away don't get any water and the ones nearby get too much water. And the reason why I'm telling you this story is I found another tree in the garden that's waterlogged. So I had to get Gypsy Boy into a meeting and have strong words with him, and his response was, he wrote a poem.
The art of watering seems so simple, so easy, so why do I mess up? Put finger in soil, dry, then water. Put finger in soil, wet, don't water. Yet, I continue to water, with gay abandon, water from butt into pot with drowning tree, signalling its struggle with dying leaves of brown convinces me of the thirst, so I continue to water the home oak until it dies. When will I learn the art of watering?
And as a result, he's been banned from watering for 24 hours. And there we go, all planted. Now on to one of my favourite bits. Let's splash a bit of greenery. There's a good shot to see my geranium, how it's fallen back into place. And also we have cut back the clover, keeping it nice and tight, ready for its summer blooms. And if you're wondering what my stakes are for, they're crutches. They're to keep my old apple tree upright with the weight of the apples. Right, so I'm very pleased with how the box hedging is looking. It complements my brick edging beautifully. It's added structure to the pond area and green interest throughout the year. And here's a little slow-mo, beautiful shot with a little added rainbow for extra bonus points. Pleased indeed I am. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed Chip's Green World this week. Hope you'll join us next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And have a great week, everybody. Bye now.